Hi everyone. So today we have WonderPress by xTool. xTool let us this machine to just review it out and check how it works. And we also have a sublimation printing machine over here. So we'll test out two things. First would be the sublimation prints, and the second thing would be a t-shirt printing so that we can see how well this machine works and what features does it have. So let me take cue and give you a closer look to the machine and see how it, like the various features it has. So let me give you a closer look of WonderPress. The WonderPress has a great digital dial over here, which helps you to see the temperature, pressure, and even the time you can set, the pressure you can set over here. So how it functions is you just go to one of the menu, like right now I'm doing paper sublimation, so I'm here, or you can go ahead and select vinyl and DTF, whatever you want, and then you go to the temperature. It has a wide range of temperature where you can take it up to 200 degrees, so I'll keep it somewhere on that. Oh no, it goes more than 200, so I could see 210. Let me keep it at 200. It has a cool dial over here, which actually helps you to work around with it. So now the time is 80 seconds. I would rather increase it to maybe 100. So I think this should be good. And then you have 100 kgs of pressure and the auto mode. The auto mode is pretty helpful. Like whenever it reaches the temperature, it'll just go down and press and come up after the time is done. This can be useful when you have on and off customers coming in, or maybe you're just waiting for a sprint to happen and you're not around. It can actually do it automatically in the auto mode. And then the best feature which I felt was this movable base where you can arrange your stuff and then you can push it in rather than putting your hand inside and trying to do it. Or maybe I've seen people burning their hands when they just try to adjust some t-shirt and stuff when they are doing DTF. So you can arrange it, you can just push it in and wait for the temperature to be there and you can start. It also has a start button, which is pretty cool. So I have this artwork done by my sister. It's a kind of a cartoon sketch on a canvas and hand painted. And I have printed it out in a digital format in a similar fashion and printed it onto a sublimation paper and added a small text over here on Happy Father's Day, something similar on this theme. Now we would take this up and then we would try to attach this to a sublimation coaster, which will actually help us to, stick it over here and it'll help us to keep it stable. Like we'll use some so we would use some heat resistant tape and put it up like this and center it out. Let me just center it out for you all. So yeah, I have added some heat resistant tape, and on the shiny side you need to add this sublimation print. And once this is done, I have a set of around 12 of them which I'll be working around with. So the machine is ready. Let's try the first one. We would just go ahead, pull this out, put my sublimation in, pull it back, and now I would just start the process. The whole thing goes down and creates a pressure of around 100 kilograms, and it'll wait for the next 110 or 100 minutes, like 100 seconds, which I have given it. So 106 seconds. You can see it on the dial over here. And let me get back to you all once this is done. Okay. So the process is done. So the base rises up and you can see that it's pretty consistent and rising up as the whole thing is done. You don't need to pull it up and release the pressure. That actually strains your shoulder as well. So always remember to wear a heat resistant gloves when you're touching this, because the ceramic plates are pretty hot. It may eventually burn you. So this is the piece, and we would let it cool down before we go ahead for other pieces. And I'll show you what the complete result is, and then we will go and put all these 12 or 13 of them, and they all are a part of this particular sketch panel which we have. So I'll show them individually once we have done, and I'll get back to you once it's a bit cold. But just to tell you guys, it's pretty awesome to see that the whole process happens pretty automatically. Less strain to our shoulders, less strain to hands. You don't need to apply pressure. It's pretty good to have. So this is what the actual painting looks like. And let us try to open this up to see how it came out. Okay, I'm wearing a glove, so it might be a bit difficult for me to pull it out. Let me use scissors. And this is what it came out to be. From the actual artwork to a sublimation print. And the colors are a bit darkened over here. That must be because of our sublimation printer, but we were able to actually replicate it around on a coaster. Now let me go ahead and do this for all 9 or 10 of the coasters which we have already prepared over here, and then I'll show you what the final results are. So now we'll put all these around 12 coasters. So let me place them evenly across so that, okay, so the other thing which xTool claims, and I have seen it happening, that the heat distribution is pretty even. I don't have those cold spots which we find in many machines out there, like there are certain areas which are not evenly heated up, and I did not see that issue with this machine, at least till now. Like, it has been pretty consistent. I'll leave some space around so that when it pressurizes these coasters, it actually has enough pressure built on the corners as well. So let me do that. Do we have other coasters? No, we are all done. And let me start it. So we'll wait for another 2 minutes and we'll get back to you once it's done to show you the final results. So the process is done, it's coming out, but I'd like to show you an interesting feature. Consider while you are, pushing this in, I keep it halfway through and I try to run the machine again. You see, it gives you an error that module is not fully inserted. Like, let me show you once again. Module not fully inserted. And this particular thing is not, like, I haven't seen it in any of the machines which I use. I think this is pretty nice to have. So let me pull these out, let them cool down for at least 10 minutes. And then we can show you how it looks like, and we can compare it with the artwork which we have. And yeah, we can take it from there. So this is how it looks like right now. It's still cooling down, but let me open some over here. So this is the one, and let me show you the actual image for this one. So this is how the sketch came out to be, what my sister did, and this is the output which we have. Pretty similar. We did tweak the colors a bit in order to make it more consistent, and it'll appear brighter on a white coaster. But yep, this is one, and let me show you something else which we have. So this one is pretty interesting, with a dad and 3 kids flying kite, a usual summer afternoon. And do we have the original one? So this is how the original one looks like, and this is how it looks like when it came out in sublimation print. So this is how the final result looks like with the original piece which we have. And to be honest, WonderPress did an excellent job while heating it to a constant, and the heat spread was pretty even. I do see the color replication is pretty cool. Like, if you look at this, it exactly replicates what I intended to, and the colors are spot on for this one. And then even with this particular piece, kind of my favorite, you can see that the reds came out pretty well, and even the blue and the greens are really nice. So for sublimation print, we can do it pretty easily. There is no complication over here. You just need the temperature right and the pressure right, and everything came out pretty well. Like, I'm very happy with this particular thing. And here goes the xTool WonderPress with its quite a lot of features. I'll just turn this off. So these are all that we printed today, and if you want to have any of these coasters printed and hand-drawn, or if you have a specific requirement of a sketch, and you want to get it on a coaster or a card, any kind of sublimation print, you can follow us at Wildcat Studios. The link is in the description, and we generally do all these kind of machine reviews as well as laser reviews. So follow us for more. See you in another episode.